For the purposes of today, we're going to start by talking through the different sorts of trusts and their tax implications. I describe my trusts in the same way as HMRC describe their trusts in their inheritance tax manual. I would recommend, if you have not looked at that manual at any point, to Google it and to bookmark it so that you can utilize this for future reference. The first type of trust I want to talk to you about are bear trusts, which are naked bear as opposed to grizzly bear, as I tend to say. The other point to note is the discretionary trust rules for tax. This is the relevant property trust rules that came in. So you have a 10-year charge to tax. In other words, every 10 years, we'll look at the assets that are in. In very basic terms, if it's a husband or one person that set this up, you will have $325,000 as the allowance, assuming that none of that was used before someone's died with their gifts and things. So it's slightly more complicated if you've made other gifts into trust. And if you've got a husband and wife and this is set up, you'd have two allowances, so $650,000. Okay. And anything above that figure at year 10 will be taxed at 6%. Now, personal injury trusts are referenced as different things, and I think it's worthwhile noting there is a massive difference. So some people call them special needs trusts. I think that's not great. Compensation protection trusts, that's absolutely fine. Essentially, you can have any type of trust as a personal injury trust, but we tend to see it as bear trusts. It's the assets, where the assets come from, that determine what sort of trust it is. So as long as it's assets from a personal injury or from any sort of flowing from an injury, then that's fine. It should be held in a trust such as this, which will safeguard it and ring fence the assets from means tested benefits, care fees, and all those other things that we've already mentioned, like a discretionary trust does.